Welcome back to the channel, soap fans. Can you believe the absolute web of lies E.J. DiMera has spun this time? We have to start by talking about Friday, July 24th, because Johnny DiMera is finally stepping up to the plate and grilling his father. Johnny is demanding to know if E.J. planted those tainted Coriseal drugs in Holly Jonas's hospital bag. And you guys, we all know he did. The sheer audacity of E.J. DiMera right now is actually blowing my mind. Think about the history here. E.J. was madly in love with Nicole Walker for years. He helped raise her children. And now, to cover up his own corporate negligence and the deadly side effects of his pharmaceutical company's drugs, he is literally framing Nicole's teenage daughter. That is crazy. It is so cowardly, and it honestly makes me look at EJ in a completely different light. Stefano DiMera was a ruthless, evil mastermind, but he had a twisted sense of family loyalty. EJ is just operating out of pure, desperate self-preservation. He is throwing a grieving, traumatized teenager under the bus to save his own skin. But here is the kicker. Will EJ actually confess to Johnny? Absolutely not. I think EJ is going to look his son dead in the eye and lie through his teeth. But Johnny is no fool. Johnny has always been the moral compass of that family, much like Chad tries to be. Johnny is already dealing with so much right now, especially with Chanel's terrifying cancer battle. He does not have the emotional bandwidth to deal with a criminal father. I predict this is going to be the breaking point for Johnny. A lot of fans think Johnny will just cover for his dad to protect the family name, but I actually think Johnny's going to turn on EJ. He might even take this information straight to Rafe and Cat Greene to help them build their federal case. And speaking of people building cases against EJ, let's talk about Leo Stark. On Friday, we are going to see Leo actively convincing Melinda Trask to help him with something major. Now, the spoilers tease this might be about Gabi's inheritance drama, but let's be real for a second. I strongly believe this is about Gwen. We know EJ and Gwen had a massive falling out over the funding for the Resurrection Serum Project. EJ tried to play dirty and cut Gwen out of her share of the profits. And now, Gwen is completely MIA. She is not returning anyone's calls. So what if Leo knows something? Leo and Gwen are best friends. They are two peas in a very messy pod. My personal theory is that Gwen knew EJ was going to turn on her, so she compiled a massive file of evidence detailing all of EJ's recent crimes. The tainted Coriseal, the cover-ups, the illegal use of Dr. Rolf's lab. All of it. And I think Gwen gave that evidence to a lawyer as an insurance policy. Who is the most cutthroat, vicious lawyer in Salem who holds a massive grudge against the town's elite? Melinda Trask. Amazing. If Leo is going to Melinda, he is activating Gwen's trap card. EJ thinks he is untouchable right now, but he is completely surrounded by enemies. Between Rafe, Cat, Johnny, Leo, and now potentially Melinda Trask, EJ's empire is about to crumble into dust. And honestly, I am here for it. He deserves everything coming to him after what he did to Holly. But let's shift gears and talk about the romance department, because the situation with Sarah, Brady, and Xander is giving me absolute whiplash. The spoilers reveal that Sarah and Brady are actually going to say I love you to each other this week. I am sorry, but I just have to groan. I think this move is a huge mistake by the writers. Brady Black falls in love faster than anyone else in the history of Salem. He is a serial monogamist who constantly needs to be saving a woman to feel good about himself. Look at his history. From Kristen to Chloe to Teresa, Brady just trauma bonds with women. And that is exactly what is happening here with Sarah. They are bonding over the stress of investigating Destiny's death and the tainted drugs. It is an adrenaline rush, not true love. And thankfully, it seems like the show agrees with me, because the spoilers also confirm that things are going to unravel for Brady and Sarah very quickly. Sarah is going to realize that Brady is just not the man for her. Thank goodness, because you won't believe what happens next. Sarah and Xander are going to share a beautiful, quiet moment of peace amidst all this chaos. Yes, the Sarah reunion is finally happening. A lot of fans think Xander is too toxic for Sarah, but I actually think Xander is her absolute soulmate. Think back to everything they have survived. The horrific baby switch with little Mickey, the kidnappings, being stranded on that island. Xander has done some truly despicable things in his past, but his love for Sarah has always been his one redeeming quality. She makes him want to be a better man. And right now, Xander has been incredibly supportive of Sarah while she spirals over losing her patient. He hasn't been pushing her. He has just been there. That moment of peace they share is going to be the catalyst for Sarah waking up and realizing she is just using Brady as a safe distraction. Brady is going to get his heart broken again, which is sad, but Xander and Sarah belong together. They are endgame, and I cannot wait to see them officially reunite. Finally, we have to talk about Steve and Kayla, because those two just cannot catch a break. They are sitting in their living room, completely worried sick about what is ahead. Now, Kayla does have one major reason to celebrate. She successfully kicked EJ off the hospital board, and she is very hopeful that Salem University Hospital will be much better off without his toxic influence. And she is absolutely right. Getting DiMera money out of the hospital is the best administrative move Kayla has ever made. But her professional victories are being completely overshadowed by her personal nightmares. First, Kayla is extremely worried about Gwen not returning her calls. Kayla has a good heart, and despite Gwen's messy past, Kayla knows something is wrong. If Gwen has been kidnapped or hurt by EJ, Kayla is going to feel responsible for not seeing the signs sooner. But the biggest source of stress for Steve and Kayla is their daughter, Stephanie. Her marriage to Alex is in absolute shambles, and honestly, Stephanie brought this entirely on herself. I know she has PTSD from the Owen Kent kidnapping, and I sympathize with that trauma. But deleting a medical emergency voicemail from Joy about baby Kelsey, that is unforgivable. Stephanie let her insane jealousy completely override her basic human decency. And now she is paying the ultimate price. Her marriage is falling apart, Alex is furious, and Stephanie is spiraling out of control. Steve and Kayla are watching their little girl self-destruct, and they feel completely powerless to stop it. I think Steve is going to have to intervene in a major way. We already saw Stephanie pull a gun and get arrested in the summer promo. She is a danger to herself and others right now. I predict Steve is going to have to involuntarily commit Stephanie to Bayview to get her the intensive psychiatric help she desperately needs. It would be a heartbreaking storyline for Steve and Kayla, but it is the only logical next step. Stephanie cannot keep walking around Salem acting like a vigilante while her life burns down around her. What do you guys think? Are you excited for Sarah and Xander to finally get back together, or do you actually like her with Brady? And do you think EJ is going to confess to Johnny, or will he lie until the bitter end? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below, because I love reading what you guys come up with. The drama in Salem is absolutely unhinged right now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Stay tuned, because I will be back with more updates as soon as the next spoilers drop.